Players' payment comes in all shapes and sizes, but the shoe deal has become synonymous with the league ever since Michael Jordan stepped into Nikes in the 1980s. Competitive endorsements from Adidas, Nike, the Jordan brand, and even Under Armour are all now ingrained in the business of basketball, particularly when it comes to stars. Here are 7 NBA players you didn't know have their own shoes. Be sure to click the subscribe button and check out the links in the description for more latest hoops content. 10 years ago, and Rose was basketball's hottest property, garnering attention for his eye-popping 2010-2011 star season at point guard with the Chicago Bulls. Having been picked first overall in the 2008 draft, the Bulls had high hopes for the young man from their hometown. Derrick rose to the occasion in his third season with an average of 4.1 rebounds per game, 7.7 assists per game, and 25 points per game. Rose was named MVP as he took the Bulls to an impeccable 62-20 record and ultimately transferred it into playoff success, reaching the Eastern Conference Finals. As the youngest ever MVP at only 22 years old, endorsements came flooding in and everyone wanted to sign Rose to a new deal. Adidas took the initiative and offered a 14-year, $185 million deal. One important factor within the deal was that Rose was getting paid not to endorse any other competitor's products. This ultimately worked out against Adidas, as the following year Rose tore his ACL in the playoffs and after a year-long absence came back only to injure his knee again. From this point onwards, his career consisted of injuries and absences, which wasn't the advertising Adidas was hoping for. Bonuses on his contract included a world championship with the US men's basketball team, which he managed to win in 2014. Finally overcoming some of those demons, Rose has reunited with former coach Tom Thibodeau and helped the Knicks to their first playoffs since 2013. He was also voted third in the NBA's Sixth Man of the Year vote. And with such a big market in New York, Adidas might finally be getting the exposure they deserve. Believe it or not, Russell Westbrook has his own shoe, but you might not see it that often. That's because he doesn't wear it on the court. It's a lifestyle shoe. The deal was signed in 2013 with the Jordan brand, but was extended once Westbrook was named the league's MVP in the 2016-2017 season. That same year, Russ averaged 31.6 points per game, by the way, and his first average triple-double season he has become so synonymous with. As part of the agreement, the company would also donate yearly to Russell Westbrook's Why Not Foundation. With 2 signature shoes, the Westbrook 0 and 0.2, the Jordan brand smartly chose a player who lends such a large personality to the league itself. As one of the most polarizing figures in the NBA, this could only be a good deal for the shoe company. Westbrook may not have taken home titles, but whenever he's gone, people have talked about him. With consistent triple-doubles at OKC, Houston, and Washington, Westbrook always adopts the spotlight, which, good or bad, is mostly what companies want from their ambassadors. Now, finally playing the long game seems to have worked for the brand, as Westbrook is joining LeBron and AD in LA, which looks to garner much attention throughout the season and even potentially send Westbrook on that much-coveted championship run. The 5th overall pick of the 2018 NBA draft already had a keen eye on endorsement deal well in advance of his move to the Atlanta Hawks. Signing a deal prior to his draft in 2018 with Adidas, there's no arguing with the extension that was laid out in time for Christmas in December 2020. He's said to be making $1.8 million annually, and now with the release of his signature in the fall, it's looking to retail around $140. With a rookie season high of 19.1 points per game, Young bettered that in the 2019-2020 with a stunning 29.6 points per game average. Adidas made the call right on time, as the Hawks went to the playoffs and Trae led them to the conference finals with an average of 9.5 assists per game and 28.8 points per game. At only 22 years old, Young is exactly as his name suggests, and his youth might just carry over in a saturated market that really requires a star to make a dent in the industry. Okay, you probably knew this one, but sometimes we have to dig into the history of shoe deals so that you're fully aware of how the market grew. We have to go way back to 2005 for Paul's first deal to get an idea of how the market has inflated over the years. Paul signed a deal worth $600,000 annually with Nike. The following year, however, he switched to the Jordan brand and has since had 13 signature shoes. In the 2020-2021 season, he unveiled his newest Jordan CP3 13s, which turned out to be the best year yet for Paul's illustrious career. CP3 had an astonishing regular season with the Suns, taking them from a non-playoff contender to a team with the second-best record in the NBA. He followed that up with impeccable leadership, shooting almost 50% from the field and 44.6% from 3, in a playoff series that propelled the Suns to a Western Conference victory over his former team and all the way to their first finals since 1993. Be it with Houston, the Clippers, OKC, or now Phoenix, CP3 has been to a playoffs every year for 10 years straight. Most years have ended in heartbreak or disappointment, which isn't very on brand for the Jordan shoe. However, Paul's presence was very much felt during this year's playoffs, and if the Jordan brand felt they missed out on some postseason success in the past, he's certainly made up for it here. King of the three-point shooters, Clay, signed a deal with Anta, a company based in China worth $2 million per year in 2014. 2 NBA championships later, Clay renegotiated his contract to roughly $80 million in total for 10 years. With an unusually large strap and thickness around the outside, the shoe will remind you of something from Back to the Future, but immediately Anta got their money's worth as Clay won a third NBA championship in 2018 and went on to the finals in 2019 after a 5th All-Star appearance. Despite 2 huge injuries over the last 2 years, this man is certainly a good face for the product. He's entertaining, friendly, and part of a duo known for their long range and flair-ridden basketball known as the Splash Brothers with Steph Curry. With Clay coming back and Golden State looking to make another championship push, there's no question that the shoe's 10-year deal still has some life left in it. The man shoots threes for fun, and at the end of the day, isn't that what this sport's all about? Fun. The man, known for his wild athleticism and extended dunks highlight reel in college, landed a shoe deal easily as he was guaranteed the first overall draft pick in the 2019 draft. Williamson signed with the Jordan Brand straight out of Duke on a $75 million deal for 5 years. There's no surprise that this was the biggest rookie shoe deal in NBA history, as Zion became the most sought-after player since LeBron James was drafted in 2003. With an impeccable attitude and explosive style of play, it made him a very marketable candidate for a shoe company now boasting several big-name stars, including Jason Tatum and Carmelo Anthony. Speaking about the deal, Zion stated at the time, "Since I was a kid, I dreamed of making it to the league and having the type of impact on the game Michael Jordan had, and continues to have today. He was one of those special athletes I looked up to, and I really can't express how happy and excited I am for this journey." Zion duly obliged with an NBA All-Rookie First-Team appearance in 2020 and an All-Star appearance in 2021, following a 27 points per game average.
A first-time All-Star and one of the most dynamic young players in the league. From the New Orleans Pelicans is the rim-defying, high-flying Zion Williamson.
Tying Shaquille O'Neal's record for consecutive 20-point games with 50% or more shooting was another feat which raised his stock last year. No doubt he'll be renegotiating soon. The Slovenian superstar on the Dallas Mavericks had clearly done enough to earn a new contract following the expiration of his Nike deal back in 2019. Coming into the league the 3rd overall pick, the European went on to be named Rookie of the Year in the 2018-2019 season. After much deliberation, he ended up signing a 5-year deal with the Jordan Brand. Since then, he has been an All-Star in both of the last 2 seasons and named in the All-NBA First Team. His second season at Dallas, he nearly averaged a triple-double with 9.4 rebounds per game, 8.8 assists per game, and 28.8 points per game. Luka is clearly good advertising for a brand that symbolizes the best. Jordan is arguably the greatest of all time. That's what his name represents. So when you step into a set of your own signature Jordans, that's what you better display. Not only your best, but the best. And Luka did that.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
The last 2 seasons, the Mavericks have narrowly lost in the playoffs to the Clippers. But this postseason, Luka averaged an astonishing 10.3 assists per game and 35.7 points per game. His playoff field goal percentage in 2021 was 49%, with a three-point percentage of 40.8. He was playing champagne basketball with a glint in his eye and created a legendary status among teammates and opposition alike. He's 22 years old, folks. Think about that. The brand also represents a smart switch to the European market, knowing how popular Doncic is there. Before making it to the NBA, Doncic was a EuroLeague champion and MVP as a teenager, and his name carries weight. The shoe deal, while not necessarily being made public, is apparently more lucrative than Zion Williamson's. With Finals MVP Giannis still signed to Nike, it seems the Jordan Brand very much has the players in place for the future. Luka has got to be a major part of their push, as it's only a matter of time before his phenomenal skill set is on display again, and the Doncic shoes become a part of every young player's front catalog. Which NBA player do you think deserves a shoe deal? Comment below to let us know your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe for more. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss another one of our videos. We'll see you next time, latest Hoops fans. Until then, keep shooting your shot!